my crafty friends, thank you again for clicking on my video. I don't even know if anyone's ever going to watch these, but I have no one to craft with, so I'm going to craft along to YouTube, even if it's by myself. So today I am going to make Christmas cards. It is currently June, but I do work full-time, and these Christmas cards are absolutely incredible and I love them, and I want to make sure that everybody has one, and everyone who I care about at least has one of these fantastic cards. They are, in my opinion, really unique. I've actually had this since before last Christmas, so I do really need to use them, and in the spirit of, you know, using the stuff that I already have and not buying new, I decided to use this year for my Christmas cards, and I do have another one. I think this is last year's, and I think this is the year before's. I'm not sure if they're going to come out with another one this year, but we all know I will buy it if it does, because I'm weak, and that's just what I do. So, let's have a look. What one we want. Oh, it's cute. Oh, it's cute. I think, yeah. Doggy, a reef. Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking that this one that I'm going to do now, I'm going to give to my parents. And my dad will love this. I can't give him that. Okay. What do we think? The car or the birds? Because my mum would really love this. I suppose I could do them their own one, but that seems a bit... I think I'm going to go for the car because they'll both like it. So let's pull that out of there. And then they do come with a coordinating inside pieces. Oh, I should really work that out, shouldn't I? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've only used one out of here. 6, 7, 8. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was easy, wasn't it? I didn't really need to count, because you can tell what one goes with what. Okay, so it's like right. Okay, and then they do come with an inside panel as well, which, there we go. Is that one? Pretty. Okay. So, we know what we do. I got, oh, do I want that? No, I want the thinner one. Hold on. I like using the red tape because I think it helps it to stick really, really well. And because I like to cut it down after I've stuck it together, I like to use a really thin one. And then it doesn't get stuck in my paper trimmer when I stick it together. So, what we need to do first is die cut this. So, I do have, oh, here it is. The die that cuts out the windows. Nearly forgot about that. That's terrible. So yeah, we need to use this to cut out the windows of this. I probably have that picture. I completely forgot that I needed it. Right. It all stuck together. Right. Oopsie daisy. Right, so just to reiterate, I am doing a Christmas, well, I'm starting my Christmas cards like 6 months early. Because, yes, I do work full-time, and I like to make cards, so I thought I may as well do something productive as well as everything else. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to centre this, and then it should centre in the card, but I always think it's a little bit off. It's supposed to be 6 inches. It's ever so slightly just over. Okay, right, so let's centre it as best as I can, which is about there, I would say. That looks good to me. And I'm going to use some of my mint tape I just moved that. If you see the last video that I put up, you will have seen that I obviously am from the UK, if you can't tell by my talking. That just sounded American. That was a bit of Tammy Wynette there from her live concert. Anyway, whatever. I'm from the UK, but I like to buy my supplies from scrapbook.com, because you can get everything in one place, and I just, they do really good stuff, so... And that's where I got my mint tape from, which is fantastic in my opinion, because it cuts perfect. It cuts perfect. Oh my goodness, can you tell it's been the end of a long day? It doesn't rip your cardstock. I think I need to go to bed. Right, so I'm just cutting this out. I'm just doing it off camera, otherwise it jiggles around a bit too much. Ooh, cracking. Okay. There we go. I'm having some kind of episode tonight. Maybe I shouldn't have done this and should have just gone to bed. Okay, so we're done with that. So now it's cut little windows where the numbers are. So we're going to line these up, stick them together so that when it goes on our card, when the doors are open, they're going to show the little pictures behind. Isn't that cute? I love that. I mean, it's just so different. It's not something you'd see in an everyday shop. So that is what I'm doing for my Christmas cards this year. So I'm using, the really thin tape so I can get it right around the edges without touching my cards. Where's my sticky scissors? Find the end of the tape. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to try and get it as close as I can, but obviously not touching any of the doors because we don't want to stick them shut. And then snip it up. So I might just fast forward through this bit so you don't have to watch me do this tedious job. So I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, I put tape through the middle as well because there'll be nothing worse than opening their little windows and having the whole thing like lift up. So I added extra tape. You can never have too much tape. I suppose you could, but... And then I'm going to use, this little thing. I got this from scrapbook.com. Most things I got from scrapbook.com. This is a Trinity stamp one. I do have scrapbook.com one somewhere, but so I'm just going to start by taking off these. And I will fast forward through this bit as well, so you don't have to watch this tedious job either. There we go. Okay. Now, so I like, when lining up things like this, I like to use, let's get something. What have I got? Get my scoreboard. You can use anything like a stamp positioner, a scoreboard, anything that's got like a corner edge. So what I'm going to do is put my bottom layer down there, just rest it right up into the corner, and then make sure this is the right way around because that would be horrific if I did it wrong. And I'm going to put it into the corner and just press down. There we go. And then both pieces are stuck together. Okay, so let's put this away because I don't need that anymore. It just helps to line up the corners and makes, because if I tried to do that without that, I would mess it up. Without, I think I did anyway. So now I do like to trim it down a little bit. It does come with a die here, but last time I used that, it was like really hard to position. So I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and just take a little smidgy off of each end. So it says that it's on 6 inches. So I'm just going to go like halfway down in between. So like 1/16 of an inch. Or maybe even half of that. I'm not really too sure. But so just like that. And then turn it round. And where I was at the half, I'm going to go down to 7/8 of an inch. Just like so. Ooh, that was a bit aggressive, sorry. And then the same here. So we're going to go in between, oops, in between the 6 and 7/8, just roughly. And then, oh, that didn't do much, did it? Let's go up a little bit more. There we go. Just a little sliver. Well, this must be tape there. Oh, fantastic. Right, and then turn that round. Oh, that's fun. And then we'll go to the 7/8 of an inch there, and just there we go. Okay, let's get rid of these, and let's get rid of these. Put them in my bin because they cannot be used for anything. Oh, let's do this one actually while we're at it. So this is 6 as well. So we're going to do the exact same thing that we actually. We can just go down to 7/8 of an inch as long as we don't take anything off of this corner. And the same here. Let's get rid of those. I'm sorry, I've got like the sniffles, I think. We're in a bit of a heat wave. It's not really a heat wave, it's Britain, it's got sun. We all moan about it. We moan when it rains, we moan when it's sunny. You just can't please us. So yeah, I've got a bit of, I think it's a bit of hay fever, but that's fine. So there's my front piece and there's my inside piece, and I do have here, I did buy these. These are from the label came out. So Craft UK Limited. I could have got them from Craft Stash before they closed, or Amazon. Or you can make your own if you've got 12 by 12 paper. Just cut a 12 by 6, score at 6, and then you've got a 6 by 6 card. But either way, I have those on hand, so I'm going to use them. So let's fold this. I don't know why they come pre-scored, but I like to match up my corners. You remember when you were a kid and you used to fold paper and match up the corner without a score line? But I still do that with a score line. So let me just make sure that's nice and flat with my bone folder. Ooh, beautiful. So our card base is done, our front panel is done, and our inside is done. So that should. Oh, gotta go this way. See, that still looks like, look how big that looks. It's supposed to be 6. This is a 6-inch card. No, look at that. I've been swindled. That is 5 3/4 by 5 and that's, look at, that's naughty. Let me check that label again. What does that say? 6 by 6? Does that look like 6 by 6? That's really irritating when things like that happen. Okay, so give me one sec. Right, okay, so I'm a little bit apprehensive about cutting that down even more because obviously we've got our windows behind there, and I don't really want to chop down more of that picture. So let's. It's really irritated me, but that's no good. Let's put these just to the side a moment. And I have got some, ironically, Craft UK Limited 12-inch card, so I can make a card. That doesn't feel that one. It's okay. Right, so we'll have to make a card base. So let me get a big paper trimmer. It's the same as my little one, just a bigger version. And we'll cut this just like I said, right? So So 6 inches. So that off. May as well save a piece for another card because clearly I'm going to need that. Might have to, you know, send them an email. Well, then I don't really know where it comes from. So I've never noticed the size because normally I would just use them and they've always seemed okay. But I don't know. So let's make this into a card. So this is 12 inches by 6 inches. Let's just check that. Yeah, 12 by 6. So now we're going to score at the 6 inch mark and make a 6 by 6 card. So just here. There we go. Let's put this little doodad away. And there we go. So I'm going to fold it opposite from where I scored and match up my corners and press. There's my little bone folder. There you go. There we go. Right, let's, can you imagine if it doesn't fit now? I cut it myself and it still doesn't fit. There's something wrong with me. Right, let's have a look. Okay, perfect. Just a very slight border, but that is going to bug me. So let me just wait. There we go. I think that was where my tape was. So I do want to do it so that it's standing upright like that, so that then whoever you give it to can just stand it up on their mantle or windowsill and look at it every day as they open their windows. So just a very, very slight border going around it. You can mount it onto like a mirror card or something shiny, but I don't want to take away from the beautiful picture that's there. So what glue do I want to stick it down with? Do I want to pop it up or do I want to put it down? I think, oh, it's not even that deep, Kelly. Okay. I think what I'll do is use some double-sided tape. So I'm in a room full of craft supplies, and you think I can ever find what it is that I want? No. Sorry, I'm just rummaging. I've got foam tape, but why can't I seem to? Oh, do you know what? We'll just use a bigger version of this. So that's that, and that's that, right? Okay, so this one won't be as bad because it's bigger, it's not so fiddly, and I won't need so much of it, so it shouldn't take as long. So we'll just snip these on here. I hate when a card doesn't work out the way you think it's going to, because I made one of these already and it was fine. So the envelope, the card that I used, it fit on. So maybe that was a dud one. I should have checked another one, really. Did I check another one? I'm losing my mind. Honestly, I've been at work. I like to craft when I'm stressed out. And it's been a particularly stressful week. So I am making cards because it makes me happy. And, you know, when you just want them to go right and they don't, it can be frustrating. But just have fun. I'm not going to let it get to me. I had a way of fixing it and I fixed it. So we'll still have a pretty card at the end of it. Oopsie daisy. And pull it off. So let's get all of these off. The thing is with this red tape is it is incredibly sticky. I mean, it's good. Like it will stick anything to anything, but it is very, very sticky. There we go. This is where you don't want to mess up. Ooh. Right, so make sure your card base is round the right way. Make sure that's round the right way. So I want it to stand like that. So like that. And we are going to, see the thing is that if I stick this down in the wrong place, there's no way I'm going to get it back up again. So let me just work up some courage for a start. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I want to peek under the windows, but I want them to open them, but I just... No, don't touch Kelly. Leave them alone. I haven't actually put one together and opened it. Maybe I should make myself one. But then I want to wait till Christmas. Oh, you just... Seriously, you can't please me. Oh, dear. Okay, and then with this one goes on the inside here. So they all coordinate. Isn't that pretty? Oh, they're going to love this. They really love this. And it's only June. So, sorry, parents. You have to wait. So, anyway, while I'm doing this, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Kelly. I am a mum to 2 teenagers. I have decided to make YouTube videos because I don't have anyone to craft with. Sad, I know. Sad little Kelly. So I figured I would just record myself and talk to the abyss of the internet. You never know. Someone might listen. I might make a friend. So that is my... well, that's why I'm here. But I love crafting. Like, not just paper crafting. I mean, this has become my therapy. But not just paper crafting. I mean, I like making stuff. I like all the things. Like the sublimation. But then I don't really do that anymore. But, you know, sublimation, Cricut machine. And I just like to make things. And I like to give things to people that mean something to them. Like a custom thing that you can't go into a shop and buy. Like my daughter gave her friend a mug for Christmas with her face all over it. I mean, I suppose you could buy that from somewhere if you looked, but I can make it myself. So I like these. I think these are different, and you wouldn't walk into a card shop. I mean, I'm sure you'd find something like it somewhere, but you wouldn't walk into a card shop and see a card like this. And I just think they're different, and I think they're great. And every member of my family is going to get one this year. Lucky them. Let me make sure this is the right way around. So that's there. Oh, this is the one. So, right, I don't want to mess this up. So let me just... Oh, nearly. I think that's about right. Oh, well, no, it wasn't, but it's absolutely fine. There we go. Oh, I love that. And then look, you stand it up. It's flat it down. Stand it up like that. And it will stay. And it will stay standing up on your mantelpiece as you count down for Christmas. Isn't that lovely? I mean, I'd love to receive something like that. If I wasn't like a crafter and somebody gave me a Christmas card like this, I would absolutely love it. So, let me know what you think of it. Would you buy one of these? I mean, would you put one up in your house? How would you feel if you got one for a gift? I mean, yeah, I just think it's great. So, thank you for watching my video. If you made it all the way to the end, I feel like I just ramble on. But it's nice for me because I feel like I'm talking to someone, or I've got some company, even though I'm just literally talking to myself. It just feels nice to think that there's somebody out there listening to me. So if you did make it to the end, I thank you so much. I am just starting my YouTube journey, so I've only put one card making video up so far. There was a few shorts and a sublimation video on my channel, but that was it. So I do want to try and be more consistent and putting things out. I do have a TikTok page as well, if you want to search. Let's see if I've got... No, it is. I sublimate and everything's labelled. Just ignore that. That was the first thing I ever sublimated. Kel's Craft Creations. I do have a Facebook page and I do have a TikTok channel. So if you feel like checking me out over there. So, thank you and I'll see you again soon.